Hello everybody, welcome back to Born Losers Gaming, and welcome back to our Hollow Knight enemy randomizer. Excuse me?
I was emphasizing you.
In the last part, we took a nap.
Sure did.
A couple times.
I sure did.
We got all of our little heart pieces.
Soul fragments.
Soul fragments, that's what I said.
Freaking gamer. And I mean that derogatorily too.
We got the Lumafly lantern.
Hey, speaking of, this is actually an area that we need. Look, we're using it right now.
Wow.
I know. I don't think there's a check over. Ooh, hello.
We haven't seen you in a bit.
I know. I don't think there's a check over here. There's just
hello.
you. Hey. All right. I'm so freaking out of here. Wait, I wonder if you have any actually unique dialogue. Do you have any unique dialogue? No. 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 Nope. Oh, and you're starved. Yeah. Get out of here. God, I hate them so much, dude.
I love them, man.
I do too. I love to hate them.
They're the worst.
Yes. I love characters that are like, oh man, you love to hate this person.
You know what would be really cool? You know those piggy banks?
Oh.
Where it's like a box and you push a button or you set a quarter down and like a little cat hand comes up to take the quarter?
Yeah.
I want one of those, except it's that thing slamming its face into it like it's gonna eat it.
Wow. You know what we were just saying? We don't need the freaking right dash for anything?
Yeah.
Unless I'm like pixel. I don't think I can get up there.
Can you jump off the right side?
No.
Huh.
Yeah, that's crazy. I was just saying last part. I didn't think there was anywhere that I couldn't get to, but
dang.
I mean, I can still get to where I'm trying to go, but like that's nuts. So that's actually
timing. Like, oh, hey, a party.
Nah, we're not invited.
We're not?
We're not invited.
Oh.
Yeah, super
what
sad.
Did we do?
We proposed taxes.
Oh.
And they were like, no.
Like to help the area we live in, or
no, just
to,
if you
like,
have
you know, like to help with like road infrastructure.
If you have 8 legs, you have to pay more.
Oh, we're
yeah.
That's
I know, it's messed up.
That's that's very messed up.
I know. Well, that's why they kicked us out. So they're like, we really don't want you hanging around our party. In fact, if we find you, we will tie you up. Apparently.
Okay. That's, you know what? If we are specifically taxing 8-legged individuals, I think that's fair.
Mm-hmm. I mean, honestly.
We're the trolley problem, except nobody's pulling the lever.
What's the trolley problem?
We're just staying on the tracks and getting run over.
What's the trolley problem? Oh, like if there's 8 people one way, but if you pull a lever, it'll run over one person?
Yeah.
I don't like that problem.
Yeah, it's a messed up problem.
It is a messed up
problem. And then people will like change it in different ways to where it's like there's like 30 people in one direction and like somebody you personally know in the other direction.
Oh, jeez.
Like, will you save your neighbor or 52 strangers?
Let's just not worry about that kind of questioning, right?
Yeah.
Let's just hope that we're never in that situation so that we don't have to make a... Because here's the thing. No matter what I say right now, I don't think I would be able to know what I would do in the moment.
Yeah. I mean, 52 is a big number.
52 is a very large number.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering, like, if here's the morbid side of it, right?
Okay,
if
sure.
A trolley
yeah.
was to hit 52 people, it's not killing all of them, right? Like, the trolley's going off the tracks eventually.
Well, usually it's a train, I'm pretty sure, and trains...
No, it's literally the trolley problem, I think.
Okay, well, I think the idea, though, is that... Why are we talking about this?
They'll all die, no matter what.
That's the
is the hypothetical. I guess that's fair. Because that's like the what if scenarios that are so, it's like you make it boring by going, well, I'm never going to go on a date with Pamela Anderson. It's like, yeah, obviously, but it's a what if.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
You poor thing.
Yeah, alright, we'll let you do you know what? Let's just leave it at that. Hello? Interesting.
Which is a very funny take from me specifically, by the way.
Why?
Like, messing up a hypothetical question with what ifs. because I do that shit all the time.
Do you?
Yeah. You're like, well, what superpower would you pick? And it's like between like super strength and flying. And I'm like, okay, well, that depends if it's a controlled airspace.
Yeah.
Like, am I able to fly in a public place, or is the government going to shoot me down? Am I going to be caught?
You make any question that's possible into a Casey question.
It's not. It's not.
I feel like the most
That's a relevant question.
the easiest way to define a Casey question is simply just, did it need to be as complicated as you're making it out to be? And like, no, I mean, it could, right? But that's not the question. Did it have to?
Yeah.
And the answer is usually no.
I see.
Because that's like, well, are you in a whatever airspace? Like, I don't think about that part. That takes the fun out of it.
Okay. So we're assuming it's not a controlled airspace.
Oh my fucking lord.
Well, if I'm not thinking about it, then it's not a controlled airspace.
Yes, it's not a controlled airspace.
Then my
You're
question was easy to answer.
Right. I know, but the fact that you asked it in the first place is what makes you you.
And you say it so disdainfully.
Sure do.
Oh, nice!
Wow!
You already know what to
Okay.
press.
I sure do. But now, what a funny place. I was just going to say, we can't go to the secret area over here, right? Because we don't have the crystal
just
dash.
Gone straight to the left and crashed through the wall?
I don't think you crashed through the wall.
Well, we'll try.
Okay, I will actually, because I don't know for sure.
Whoop, whoop.
I know. What good timing. That's awesome.
That is really good timing. Oh, you don't?
Shitty.
I would think that crashing through the wall would be like your
This
reward.
is gorgeous, by the way.
It looks really good.
Yeah.
This whole mod just looks so
Yep.
nice.
We've had so many people like complimenting the mod, which I think is awesome.
Yeah, y'all should play with this specific skin. Skin is what this is, not the
Yeah.
mod.
Yeah.
The mod has also been very fun, where it's other than like the few boss mess ups. You
Yeah.
should give this mod a try as well.
God, there was a check up here. It's funny.
A grub.
Wow! Fucky Wucky had a bear.
Oh,
Fucky Wucky had a hair.
Fucky Wucky wasn't very fucky wucky.
Are you trying to say they weren't fuckable because they didn't have hair?
No.
Okay.
Just
Bald is beautiful,
fucky.
Casey.
Bald is beautiful. My brother's bald.
And he's beautiful.
He is
Excuse me?
beautiful.
Excuse me? Just, thank you. Yeah, this thing. Cool. Lore. My favorite. You know what's really hard?
What?
At least for me, is to keep track of all the lore. Oh, hello, friend. All the lore in Hollow Knight, right?
Yeah.
Like, hey,
Oh.
I did this. I made the blunder. Jesus shit, dude. Leave me alone.
Jesus shits. He's just like me.
He's just like me, yes! Oh my god. Just fucking die. Oh my god. I made the blunder recently of saying, well, I wonder if Hornet is void, right?
Yeah.
Which Hornet is not void.
Correct.
At least presumed to not be void because Hornet says, although we come from, I forget what it is, like similar place, because she was still born of the king, she does not have our power, which is presumably the void, correct?
Right.
Which, okay, right? But I actually mess it up. I want to say this, I want to preface this because I responded to this comment, and I was like, I forget what I said, but I want to treat it as a joke. I don't want to treat it as anything mean, because they were like, I cannot believe that you, after all this time, you still think Hornet is void.
Yeah.
I thought better of you. And I was like, oh, just like my parents, disappointed. But it's funny to me, right? I bring this up that it's funny to me.
Yeah.
Because I should know, first of all, I should know better, right?
Yeah.
After all that, I should, but it's so hard to keep all the info straight in my head. I worded that comment more mean than it actually was. It wasn't that mean. That's why I wanted to bring it up. It was so funny. It was very dramatic. It was the most dramatic comment I think we've ever gotten.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really hard for me. Like, there's so much to this game, and so much. There's some things that are like theory, and then there's other things that are fact. And especially keeping those stuff in my head is difficult.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that we just beat the game, we just watched Mossbag's thing on it like not even a couple months ago. I don't know, but what about you? Are you struggling in the same way that I am?
I feel like how I imagine a lot of Hollow Knight lore, right?
Yeah.
Is you have a bag that you cannot see through. And it is absolutely filled with colorful pieces of plastic.
Huh.
And you just reach in and you take a handful of those that you like. Some of them are accurate to the game and some of them are not.
Yes.
But you love those plastic pieces.
We sure do.
And everybody's plastic pieces are different, you know?
Well, but that's the problem. Some of them aren't different.
Okay, some
of them
people,
are
but
real.
Yeah, some of them are real. But like a lot of Hollow Knight lore isn't confirmed.
Yeah.
You know? Like a lot of Hollow Knight lore, while it is like almost assuredly one specific way, isn't officially confirmed.
Yeah.
So you can kind of say whatever you want.
Which is that's why I thought the thing with Hornet being void is like I knew that she wasn't exactly like us, which is why she was like she's the gendered child, and if you're void, then you are genderless, alongside a lot of other things lists, emotionless, like you're void, you're nothing. Well, not nothing, but you know what I mean.
Right. You are devoid of.
Yeah. But I think that's where I got the mix-up, because I was like, did we know for sure? But we do. But just no matter what, I do want to end all of this with, to the person who left the comment, I promise you're all good. Because I saw you apologize. I was like, oh, I don't want you to apologize. I decided, it's because, like, that's the thing. We take a lot of this stuff seriously, and I think it's fine, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Like, we have stuff that we care about.
Yeah.
So.
Oh,
okay, you're dead, bitch.
Yeah. We'll talk about something else.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. I personally am not a fan of jokes that are like,
oh my god,
what is happening? Oh my gosh. I think I've briefly touched on this before, that me and you make fun of each other a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And we make fun of our friends a lot. But I definitely think that it's like occasionally strangers will also say something like, "Oh man, I'm disappointed in you," right?
Mm-hmm.
And they don't hit well with me, you know? Like those kinds of things, I'm like, I didn't have fun reading that comment. I didn't read it as like ribbing with friends. I read it as a negative comment left on a video.
Yeah, well, that's why I brought it up, that it had to do with me and it didn't have to do with you, and I didn't think you talk about this.
Anyway.
I know, because I know your stance, and I get it, right?
Yeah.
But that's why I on the other hand, I don't really care.
I just like it when people... I am not specifically talking about that comment, to be clear.
Yeah, especially since I totally fucked up how the comment went.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% not talking about that comment specifically. I just think that YouTube comments, I think it's good to think critically over whether or not you would say it to somebody in a grocery store. You know?
That's an interesting way to look at it.
Like, if you would say it to somebody in a grocery store, then it's a cool thing to comment. If you would not say it to somebody in a grocery store, it might be mean.
Oh my god, I've got to get out of this area.
That's you know what's so funny? That's actually how I would teach little kids to behave around dogs.
Really?
I would tell them, you need to treat your dog like it's your grandmother. Would you grab your grandmother by the face and scream at her? No. So don't do that to your dog.
It depends on what my grandmother did wrong.
Yeah. And apparently it works out really well, because the parents are always like, oh yeah, they started saying things like, oh, I wouldn't do that to Granny.
Oh god, Markoth of all people.
Oh, that's nice. I love
That's a really
Markoth.
weird one, dude. But that's really interesting.
Yeah, but that's good to say to kids, you know? Because kids don't know the difference between a living animal and a stuffed animal a lot of the time.
But yeah, I mean, that's always the difference, right? Because whereas this comment was like, I'm surprised you didn't know this. In my head, I'm like, you know what? You're right. I am too. Yeah. Whereas on the flip side, we've had other comments. I've had a surprising amount of people go between calling me OCD and ADHD recently.
Oh, that's not.
Which I will say, because that's one of the few things, that's one of the difference, right? When you're pushing this idea onto me that I might or might not be.
Yeah.
I think that's unfortunate. That's the only time where I start to draw, I don't know if it's draw a line, but it's one of the few things to me that's like, is this getting under my skin? Because it's really hard to get under my skin, dude.
I would draw a line at that, because not only is it like implying that you doing something wrong it is something connected to either OCD or ADHD, but it's something like saying that it's using those in a negative way, which you should never do.
Yeah.
You know?
Hello? Isn't there usually a thing here? Am I wrong? Or did I...
Yeah, don't do that shit.
Hello?
Is there supposed to be a check?
I might have already gotten the check.
Maybe.
I don't remember. Regardless, looks like it's taken care of now. But yeah, I'll bring it up because I don't mind it talking about like real things on the show sometimes. But you know, we've gotten into it a bit before. Like, okay, we're good. Jesus. But yeah, because I like highlighting that difference between like what's kind of like more okay and what's a little more like, oh geez.
Yeah.
I get it to an extent, right? It's like I am so all over the place, especially when it comes, because like, and here's the thing too, right? I think some people will say it just as an offhanded thing, and I don't want you to feel bad over something like that. Someone's like, if I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go to Deep Nest, right? And then for 1 billion episodes, I don't do that.
Right.
I think there's a difference between saying something like ADHD to that. Whereas, like, someone's like, oh, man, Ian's ADHD, back at it again. I'm like, it's just so disparaging.
Like, yeah, which is also kind of like a strange, like, no disclosing our medical history or anything like that, right? But, I don't know, man. It's like, even if it is / was an accurate reading on us, right?
Yeah.
It's still, like, a fucking rude thing to say.
Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, Jesus. Oh,
there's a check up there.
I know. But I needed
that
thing
bug.
That I just
Can you,
killed.
like, go off screen and come back?
No. I might be able to leave and come back. But I don't know if these are respawning enemies or not. And even then, I don't know if it's going to be enough. Okay.
Oh,
what?
Whoa.
Wow, I've never seen that happen before. That was a weird one.
Those spikes were very murdery.
Yeah, I know.
That was really cool, though.
That said, I mean, I feel like also one of the things that happens to, I think, to a lot of YouTubers. Ow. Hold on. Is this idea... Oh, shit. The lag makes it so hard. It's this idea of letting... like one comment really get them down.
Yeah.
Which is why when I say stuff like it's really hard to get under my skin. Oh. That's cool. I say that because like I've been on YouTube for so long, and it's interesting. The amount of mean comments that I've gotten over the years has decreased with my time on YouTube.
Interesting.
Which you would think wouldn't be the case because like you would think the more attention you get, the more eyes you get on your media,
yeah,
that would be the correlation between like how many people are being mean to you.
Right.
But like as a kid doing YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Just as a kid doing YouTube, period. I had an annoying voice. So back then I would get a lot of comments on my voice, on how energetic I was. Like if you think I am here with energy now, woo, you should have seen me when I was young.
Right.
It's like, it's...
I think we've been very, very lucky in the fact that the people who watch us in large numbers are very nice.
Yeah, that too.
We have such a good group of people here. Just overall, we like most negative comments we get are somebody who is trying to joke around, I think.
Yeah, which I think that's the crazy thing, because like I think back to it, right? Even in earlier BLG with you and me,
yeah,
I was a lot more hyperactive, I would say, and I would definitely get a lot more comments back then. You know, they'd watch the first part of a series and it'd be like, "Oh my God, Ian, calm down." I'm like, yeah. Looking back at it now, I'm actually somewhat in the agreement, which is a little weird to think about.
Yeah,
but like
that's kind of a hard thing too. Like if enough people say something to you enough, eventually you're probably going to agree with it, right?
I guess it's hard to say. It is interesting to say if I think of it because of my own thoughts, or do I think it because I've seen enough people complain about it.
Right.
That's so hard. That's such an interesting thing, and that's something that I feel like you only get by putting yourself out there in a way that we have.
Yeah.
I would never look at. I'm a very I think of myself often and how my words and actions
self-aware
have impact. Yes. Yeah.
Self-reflective.
Yeah. Almost to a detriment, maybe. But yeah, what the hell was I saying? I think like the last time that we've gotten like comments that are like negative in any sort of number was like, it had to have been Spider-Man Miles Morales. Back when we played that like a year and a half ago. Because when we did that, and hey, that was a genuine eye-opening experience for me too. Because when we did that, we talked over all the dialogue, all the conversations that people were having. There were a few moments where I was like, "Oh, what do I do?" And they just said it out loud, and that was like an eye-opening experience because Spider-Man Miles Morales for the PS4, PS5 is not a game that I would say we were used to Let's playing.
No, not at all.
Yeah, we're used to Let's playing.
It was a fun game, though.
Yeah, sure it is. And I feel like by the end of it, I feel like we really had a really, really good playthrough on it.
Yeah.
But we learned. We learned kind of what people wanted from that, which is so interesting because enough people said it in a constructive way, right? Like, it wasn't just people being like, "You suck," because that doesn't help anyone, right?
Yeah.
But when people are like, "Oh man, y'all would have better known where to go, or y'all might have been able to tell better if you had listened to what they had to say," right?
Right.
In fact, in the middle of this, I'm going to go ahead and start going over to the Queen's Garden, which is a little bit, I feel like, oh my God. In the conversation of me talking about not having ADHD, I have been literally all over the place in what the hell I'm trying to say, which is incredible.
Not commenting about it.
What do you mean?
It's
where am I going? Where's the Queen's Garden?
That you shouldn't, whether somebody has it or not, you should not comment.
Yeah, yeah, obviously. Sorry, it's just funny. Like in this conversation of having this dialogue, I've just been literally all over the place.
Yeah.
But what the core of what I'm trying to say.
Hello.
Is be nice to others, obviously. But at the same time, when it comes to leaving comments, constructive ideas are always better than like
random insults.
Yeah. Like playful jabs to try and get some like hidden agenda across doesn't do jack shit for anyone.
Yeah.
Whereas, yeah, like when we got those constructive thoughts on those games, or like in our early, like let's say like our Sims 1 Let's Play way back in the day, right?
Yeah.
Like I feel like I would start every Let's Play screaming, dude. I would just be yelling, and I would not stop yelling. It's so weird. It's one of the reasons that, especially in part ones of things now, if you watch when we do this stuff, I generally tend to play a little more subdued. Because I've even noticed when I'm watching other Let's Players or other channels now, if people come at me too fast with too much action and crescendo, and it's like, well, not crescendo. Crescendo implies that you start softer. But just like, I don't know, when a Let's Play starts too booming, when anything on YouTube starts too booming, it's really off-putting to me, right? So I try and reflect on my own stuff. And I've only gotten there through years of some people leaving constructive ideas on like what's going on, and it didn't really come, because whenever someone says, "Oh my God, I hate how you did this," it's like that's not gonna make me want to stop doing it. It's just gonna make me think that you're stupid.
Yeah.
I forgot the reason we can't do this is because we don't have the right wall claim. That's funny.
Yeah.
I was like,
that's
I
funny.
need the crystal dash. No, I need both.
Oh, unfortunate.
But I haven't given you much time to talk about anything, and I apologize for that. Did I kill you?
I think they. Oh, that was sad.
Oh, it's sad. It's sad.
That's sad. I don't know if you killed them or not.
They're dead, though. That's all that
they are
matters.
dead.
They are dead. Oh, man. YouTube is just such an interesting thing that I wonder who I would be without it.
Yeah.
And it's such an interesting thing that I don't know if I'll ever know.
Yeah, it
I already
is.
came this way.
I think the most interesting thing for me is that I think there is a point during doing YouTube with you where when I first started, I hadn't ever worked like a retail job or anything like that. And I think I was fairly soft-spoken for the most part. Or at the very least, like, I didn't talk as constantly. Like, you had to carry a lot of conversation. But now I've, like, worked as an independent dog trainer for a long period of time. And I think there was a point at which it became obvious that I'm a lot more comfortable just talking to myself.
Yep. Yeah, no, that definitely was the case. Because it's interesting, because like when it's just you and me, I would say now when you talk, like on BLG, it is almost identical to how you and I just have conversation, right?
Right, yeah, more or less.
Yeah. Whereas, oh, you're dead, bitch, yes!
That's so sad.
So whether or not that was the case early on is, you know, questionable, I guess. I mean, it was still you. It was never not you.
No. I think, well, I think I just talk more confidently now.
Yep, I agree. 100%.
So it works out.
Yeah, I know it was very. It's hard to put it to words, but okay, cool. Watching the process of it happening, I remember it's been a while now, so I can't comment on it like I could have like 4 or 5 years ago. But
like,
it's really interesting.
Yeah, here's a small thing for people who have been watching BLG for a long time. You will be very familiar that Ian, every single episode, at least a few times an episode, used to have to ask me to speak up. A lot. Yeah,
and it was never about like, because it's interesting, because back in the day, people would be like, Ian, stop telling her to speak up, we can hear just fine, right?
Yeah.
It was never about the episode or a quality thing, right? It was always, well, a comedic or let's play quality thing, right?
Yeah.
It was always about the amount of work I had to put in to edit your audio.
You had to adjust my volume independently.
Yep. Because we have a system where, oh my god, you go for it, Sonic. We have a system of how I compress the audio, on how I make our audio level sound generally the exact same level, right?
Right.
And I have a big system for that, and it's morphed throughout the years, but it's the one that I've been using now for a few years. It works splendidly, but the problem used to be that if Casey talked quiet enough, we run a thing. This may be too boring, but I run a thing called a noise gate, which makes it so that if dialogue on a microphone is too quiet, it effectively lowers it by like 12 decibels, effectively muting it, right?
It was removing my voice like I was a background fan.
Yeah, and the reason that we do that is because like when I'm talking, like when you all hear me talking like this, right? I mean, it's going to be picking up on both microphones, right?
Yeah.
But how do you tell the microphone, hey, don't pick up my voice on Casey's microphone? There's no easy way to do that.
Part of me wants to, like, ask editing you to just leave a few seconds of our audio unedited so that people can hear the echo from both microphones.
Oh, God. I would probably just... Even that, you know what? Honestly, at some points, even like right now, I bet it wouldn't be all that noticeable.
Yeah.
Because I've solidified this editing thing now, where even on the tracks that does have both of our dialogue, it's not too bad. So for the most part, I have to say, just trust me.
We're very far away from each other.
Yes, we're a lot farther away than we used to be.
Like, if I reached my arm out, granted, I have the stubbiest fucking T-Rex arms you ever did see.
You ever did
But I couldn't even touch you if I reached my arm out all the way.
Yes. Whereas before, you could, because we were on the same couch.
I mean, you could, because you have giant...
And now I cannot reach. Up. I can. I was like, I touched you. I was like, how did I touch you?
I reached my
arm. You were
arm
reaching out. We just barely touched each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's like, back in the day, the reason I talked about all that, right?
Yeah.
Back in the day, it would erase her audio, which is funny because it wouldn't erase my audio all the time, which effectively implies that me talking this far away from her was louder than Casey was talking literally right next to the microphone.
I can see you getting frustrated with past me.
It was...
like, I'm watching it happen, like your temple is pulsing.
It was such an interesting thing because it was never about the quality. People were like, why are you, and people would never know.
Master.
People would be like, why are you getting so mad at Casey?
Yeah.
And it's just, it was always about the extra work that I had to do.
As per usual, Ian is just a good egg, you know?
I guess. I mean, I was not getting frustrated with you, so like, how good egg am I, right?
Right. You're soft-boiled.
You know what? That's a really good way to word it. I've got one more place. I want to check this part.
This is very off topic, but it's something I just mentioned.
Yeah.
I hate soft-boiled eggs.
Whoa.
I hate them.
Okay.
This is a weird, sudden, and very firm stance to take. I hate soft-boiled eggs.
Okay. Jesus.
Hard-boiled eggs are fine.
Okay.
Put a little salt on them, turn them into egg salad. It's good.
What's a soft?
So you know how a hard-boiled egg, you cut it open and the whole thing is cooked?
Yeah.
A soft-boiled egg, the yolk is raw.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fury of the Fallen. That's the first charm.
Oh, that's fun.
Well, not always. That was our first charm. Go on.
But no, it's like a hard-boiled egg, except the yolk is raw.
Huh.
Like, you don't want the yolk cooked. The yolk can be a little cooked on the outside, but if you cut it open, you want a yolk gush.
Yeah.
And I hate that shit.
That's interesting. I had no idea.
It's funny because I like sunny side up eggs on toast. That is not...
Yeah, it's not really what I'm looking for.
That sucks.
That's really funny, though. All right, well, next time on More Loses Gaming, more egg facts. PLG question of the day, what's your favorite type of egg? Next time on More Loses Gaming, we'll have more places to explore, because I've still got a few places to check out with the Crystal Dash. I've got a few more places to check out with our Lantern. We got places to go. So next time, More Loses Gaming, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope that I will see you all next time.
I like scrambled eggs.